There we go, get some sharing to live stream.
Got it. Oh, God.
Get some sharing to live. Okay, we're live. We're live.
Oh.
Let me get rid of that. And there's going to be a delay. So consent. Got to give consent. Okay. Oh, it's saying that we're live on YouTube up there. All right. Hello, Danielle. Okay, yes, we're here. We're here. Let me just make this so I can see the comments as well. Yay! So, hello, everyone. Welcome to Awakening Stories. With myself, Joanne, we have the beautiful Kerry, who also does Awakening Stories with me from Galartic. And today I am so honored and so excited to introduce the beautiful Emma.
Yeah.
Hello. Yay.
Oh, Emma, it's so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I'm sure I only took your arm halfway up your back.
It's been a long time coming, and we're only, nearly 25 minutes late because I had a few technical issues.
We're never late. We're
No.
always exactly where we need to be, exactly the right time. And we're actually going to record this. But we thought, let's just come on live and then we can interact with anybody who's watching. And if anybody wants to ask any questions, then they can to our beautiful Emma as well, maybe a little bit later on. So thank you everyone for being here. Emma is one of my most treasured, dearest, best friends in this universe. And I'm sure that it hasn't just been this lifetime, Emma. I'm sure that we've been together for many. So it's really nice for me to have both beautiful Kerry and Emma here in this space. So thank you both for being here. And I hope you all, everybody who's watching, can feel the love and the goddess vibes pumping through.
Yeah.
Here we are. Oh, we haven't broke the internet yet. Cancel clue for that better. So yeah, we're all good. So I don't know. I would rather you just kind of started telling us a little bit about your awakening story, Emma.
Right, okay. Firstly, I'm not going to touch my phone. I can't see comments because I'm a bit technically challenged in this lifetime. So I'm not touching my phone. I can't see comments. Once I touch it, that's it. It's game over. I'm open. I won't change color on screen because I've got my lovely bit of black that Joanne sent me. And right,
they'll be like, "What do you mean to change its color?"
Yeah,
She's like, what are them mood rings? You just kind of put it on. You put it. No, Emma, when I'm speaking to her, sometimes turns the screen sometimes goes blue, or it sometimes goes orange. Orange is quite a good color also.
Yeah. Right, where do I start? I think it was probably 5 years ago. I have an issue with time, so I think it was 5 years ago was my first awakening. Really similar to yours, Joanne. I was at the lowest point in my life. I had been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, arthritis, endometriosis, depression, anxiety, IBS, sciatica, you name it, I had it. And so for a year, I spent basically laid up in bed. I couldn't look after myself, let alone my kids. And I lost everything. I lost my job. Everything that could have gone wrong at that point did go wrong. And my awakening point was being sat on the kitchen at the kitchen table. I had all this medication. just drugged up to the eyeballs. None of it was doing any good. I was in so much pain, physically, mentally, and you know, you get these thoughts. I had all my tablets there. I had a bottle of taboo, and I was getting these nasty thoughts. And I was like, And all of a sudden, it's just this voice. What are you doing? I was like, and I sat there and I thought, what am I doing? I don't want to live like this anymore. And I didn't want to live like that anymore. So I had a choice. Either I could stay where I was, or I could do something about it. That was the light bulb moment. Simple words, what are you doing? And I know at that point in time, I was in victim mode. You know, nobody gave a shit, really. I was just taking tablets. Nobody helped me. It was just left to get on with it. And I think to a degree, I got comfortable with sleeping 18, 20 hours a day and just not functioning. So that was the start. And then I went on to Facebook. And there was something in my head telling me, heal yourself. Heal thyself. Those were the words, heal thyself. And I came across this group with amazing people. I learned so much. And I didn't know what I was. I didn't know what I needed to do. I wasn't aware that I was gifted in any way. You know, there was just none of that. And we started doing group meditations. And people would be seeing angels and unicorns and, you know, all these beautiful things. And it became apparent quite quickly I could see past lives. I was seeing the people in the group in past lives. And I was like, so there was that. But that was pretty quick. And just one day, out of the blue, I caught Joanne on this random live. She just came on. I didn't know who she was. She was talking about dragons. And I got to be honest, at that point in time, I was thinking, oh, she's a bit simple. She's talking about dragons. How wrong was I? But I got the goosebumps. I got the feel good, you know, vibes, goosebumps. And people had been telling me for a long time, oh, you're an healer. You've got to do healing, natural healer. And I was like, right, okay. And I reached out to Joanne. After seeing her live, it was probably a week later, and I had this constant voice in my head because I didn't know who was talking to me at the time. I thought I was going a bit simple. And they were saying, you've got to ask Joanne to teach you Reiki. And I was like, no, I wasn't good at reaching out, wasn't good, you know, with talking to people. And eventually I gave in because the voices, they were so noisy. Got a message, Joanne, got a message, Joanne. And I gave in because they would not shut up. So I could remember sending her a message. I think I told her exactly who I was, because at that point I'd found out one of my aspects, explained who I was. In the back of my head, I was thinking, she's going to think I'm crazy, absolutely crazy. And I asked her to teach me Reiki. And she explained, you know, don't really do it online. She had her own business at the time. But anyway, it came about. I did Reiki with Joanne. And that was another starting point for me. Opening up my healing. And now is something that I know I've always done. I've always been able to do, and I will always be able to do. Like all of us can do healing. But for me, when I was doing the Reiki, and I was strict with myself for 21 days, I detoxed myself from everything, coffee, prescription medication, everything. It all went. And I actually began to heal myself. You know, going from somebody that had issues getting out of bed, I couldn't walk, I was in so much pain. And it was really quick. It was a real quick transformation. So again, that was another starting point. And as I got to know Joanne, I just knew. I've known Joanne since the beginning of time. And I know that's going to sound strange to a lot of people. Since we were created, born, birthed, whatever you want to call it, I know now. I know that that's true. I've known Joanne my entire existence. And
That was a short straw. Like, did you pull the short straw there? Was it like, oh, I got the short straw. I've left with her for every incarnation.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because I can remember before I came here, I can actually remember sitting with a group of people around a table, and I wrote a list of 12 names. People that would come into my life and teach me, good or bad. And I know Joanne, you was definitely one. That goes without saying. And I know that. And I've said to you, I only pick the best.
Oh.
There was one I needed to pick to remind me, to point out the obvious, because I don't see the obvious with myself. Everybody else is great. With myself, not so much so. And I needed someone familiar, someone who would help remind me who I am and what I need to do here. And that was you. So you drew the short straw because you were stuck with me this lifetime again. I'm sorry. But yeah. So I know that that's true. I know that that's true. And then along, oh, go on. Question.
The 12 people, have you met any of the rest of them? I'm not asking you to name any names, but have you identified some of the other 11 in this lifetime?
Yes, 5 have already come and gone.
Oh.
Yeah, 5 have come and gone. Invaluable lessons, not all good, but lessons none the same, and I've learned from that. And yeah, they shape me into the person I'm becoming, especially the bad lessons, because that's what we learn from. Be no point in us having nice lessons, would there? Do you know what I mean?
True.
Yeah, so they've come and gone. I know that you were here to stay. I'm sorry, Joanne, but you were here to stay. You used the long haul.
Apologize for that. I listen, Emma, you help me as much as I help you now. Emma's I'll let you tell the rest of your story, but just please don't underplay your gifts.
Anyways, after that came the 21 days. And that was massive game changer, absolutely massive. I think people totally underestimate the power of gratitude. Totally underestimate it. Absolute life changer. And it's a way of life now. You just see things differently. You see cycles, you see lessons. Massive. And since then, gifts wise, it's just non-stop. It's just non-stop. I was always able to see underground. When I first started out, I could see underground, and I'd be saying to Joanne, I'm seeing tunnels underground. And I really did think, I was going a bit mad, because I hadn't heard of anybody else seeing all these tunnels underground. And I was seeing things. Which I don't usually talk about, but I'm going to talk about it because I've had permission. How can I explain it? I've always been able to see symbols, light language, sigils. And it's only really the last year I understand why I can see these things, especially symbols, soul signatures, because of the nature of the work I do. And I need to know all these signs and symbols because, sometimes I'm called to clear certain things which are not nice things. You could call them different beings, entities, demons, and I don't see that as a bad thing because I see everything as a soul. I do a lot of work at night when I'm sleeping, but I'm not really sleeping. I'm busy doing what I need to do. So I needed to see and know and understand what all these signs and symbols and magical things, what they mean. So that's the underground thing. I can see lots of things underground, tunnels, cities, people. This you can't make it up. I always have to Google because I still question myself. Like, it's not real,
Bad thing. It's good to question yourself, Emma. Keeps you kind of on the straight and narrow, if you can call it that.
I kind of sidetracked now, haven't I? After the past life thing, I mean, to me now, past lives are just something that, not something I do, something I am. Past lives are something that I am.
Explain what you mean by that.
I've always worked with souls. I'm a very old soul, just like you. I've had many lifetimes, just like you, on many different planets, just like you. I haven't always been human. I've not always had a body. And I've always worked with souls. Again, they distracted me. I've always worked with souls since I can remember. I'm still remembering. But I've always worked with souls, and that's why I see past lives. And I've always worked with soul signatures, which I didn't know were soul signatures, because I see so many symbols, like codes and everything else. And
what story?
It's kind of, it's hard to explain to people that don't know anything about what I do. So we had this conversation the other week, didn't we? We have these wonderful conversations.
So what was interesting about the soul signature thing is because it's something that's came in for me recently. It's something that is going to be part of what I'm stepping into. And it was very good confirmation for me because me and Emma had this chat, and because I'm still, although yesterday I got my final piece in, which was like, and well, maybe we'll talk about that another day, but they're like keys. That's all I can really say is they're like a soul signature to me is like a key that can, when you have that key, can unlock the features within that stream. And for the work that Emma does, sorry Emma, I'm not talking for you, this is just as an observer, and please correct me if I'm wrong here. Emma is like the prison guard that has all the keys, and in order to help the right soul, she needs the key for that soul to be able to do the work. So Emma does a lot of what is it called when you
soul retrieval?
Yeah.
And obviously that's I do a little bit of soul retrieval when it comes up in sessions, but not the way Emma does it. And that was another really interesting conversation because we understood kind of what these signatures were and how we used them and how and it just came about that everybody sees things differently, but they mean the same thing. So yeah, you're like Emma has access to a lot of these keys so that she can help the right people. Does that sum up?
That's spot on, absolutely spot on. And I wasn't aware. Like I've always said I would never talk about how I personally retrieve soul pieces for people because I'm told not to. And I couldn't understand why until I spoke to you. And the top and bottom of it is when I do a soul retrieval, it's not just one I see. I see millions and they've all got different soul signatures and I've got to know which one to pick to pull back in. That's the only way I can describe it because I see millions of souls.
Yes.
And I would never, do a live and say, right, I do this, I do that, I do that. And now I understand why. It's because I see things slightly different, but I see it on a bigger scale, if you like. And I didn't realize that most people will only see their own soul piece until Joanne explained. Because I forget, not everybody to see like me. I do see differently. But now I understand it's because of the way I work. So most people might only see one soul piece they need to retrieve, whereas I'll see like 25 million, they're everywhere. And you've got to know which one to pull. You don't want to be pulling the wrong one in, do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I didn't really understand that until we had that conversation. So that was educational for me. But the outcome of, all these people that can do soul retrieval and things like that, the outcome is still the same. The only difference with me is I have the whole playing field to play with. I have the whole universe. And I don't want that to sound like ego because it's not. It's not ego. But I see everything. And I've got to know which one to pull in. So, yeah, my soul retrieval is my thing. I'm still remembering. I know I've only scratched the surface, but it's so interesting that these different things keep coming up and I keep getting better and improving things and being able to help more people. And it's just amazing. It's just, being human, I need to remember because I was wiped before I came here. And it's all part of the human experience, isn't it? We get all these gifts through, and with me, it takes me a while to make sense of things because they don't just tell me what these things mean. At one point, I think it was 2 years ago, I did absolutely every healing course you could think of. Atlantean Reiki, I did the Dragon with Joanne. Angelic Reiki, Crystal, you name it, I did it. And they all serve a purpose, I'm not saying, but my modality of healing is flames. I use flames. I flame up. And I don't want people to be, oh my God, she used flames. These are not bad flames. These are beautiful flames. I'm told which colors to use. It's quicker for me, it's stronger for me, and it feels more natural to me. It is just instinct now with the flames. So flames is my thing.
Well, it's like I work with rays. I work with flames sometimes, but I work with rays, and it's the same kind of idea. It's about the vibration of it, really, Emma, isn't it? And it's about, I believe as we step into our true nature more and more, the vibration will come in to whatever is necessary at that point, and that's certainly something I've been learning a lot of recently. So yeah, it's very easy for somebody to go, oh, well, I've never heard of anybody healing with flames, or I've never heard of, and that's okay. And if people want to think that, then I don't know, judge ye not lest you be judged. However, it brings me to an important point about Reiki, actually. And I would like to have a little bit of an open discussion about it with both of you. Are you Reiki trained, Kerry?
I've done their attunement for Reiki 1, but that was
Reiki
it.
1.
Yeah, Reiki 1.
So I believe that Reiki is, I always taught Reiki differently. I believe that, and listen, please don't put me up in a cross. We've just gone by like the crucifixion of Jesus. Can we not go through the crucifixion of Joanne? This is just my, because I know I've said stuff less before and people have like gone away and they haven't spoke to me anymore. And that's okay. That's fine if you want to do that. But I'm just asking you just to open your mind a little bit and maybe feel into the conversation here, because I believe that years and years ago, we weren't in the energy that we're in now. And I believe that Reiki was a very good source to wake people up. So I taught Reiki 1 as an awakening, but I taught Reiki 2 as kind of bringing in your own modality. Now, please don't ask me to train Reiki because I don't do it anymore, but it's about bringing in your own modality, your own healing modality. So what I believe now is, and I don't know what you two guys think about this, but I believe we don't really need that now. I believe that we are in a vibrational space where we pull in and we remember, like you were saying, Emma, and as we connect into our stream and as we connect into these higher vibrational versions of ourselves, we can pull in a higher vibrational modality of what we've maybe done in past lives, past incarnations. And we don't need to be trained for this because nobody could teach me what I do. I had to learn it, and I had to learn it instinctively. What about Kerry? I mean, your healing modality. I mean, you're stepping into other things that we'll do a video about, but you know, you heal through art. You heal through, you know, symbols.
Yeah.
Could anybody have taught you that, or is that something that
No, it's just something that I've pulled down from my stream, and it's a knowing. It's not, and when you get that information, you don't question that information, you just go with it and you trust that information when it comes down from your stream. And the more you do it, the more you step into that, the more information comes down your stream. And Emma, would you agree? Like, the more you do the things that your more gifts come online, more information comes in, and then you go, it gets wider and it spreads. It's amazing when you connect into that modality and you pull it down from your stream, and it's not guessing, because I know myself, I allowed the ego to come in quite a lot. I'd guess and go, no, I'm batshit, like this isn't real. You know what I mean? But you just trust it because it's coming into your head for a reason. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think people have expectations that it's somebody speaking to you externally. If you know what I mean, it's like somebody will tell you, or they expect somebody will tell them, but it's not that. It's all here. It's a knowing. It's always on you. It's always in you. It's remembering, and it's pulling it down from the stream. And I've been learning to pull it down from the quantum, but that's another thingy. But yeah, it's very interesting. It's an amazing journey, and like, yeah, I can't. Sorry, I'm getting excited.
We love exciting. We love excited here. And the reason I'm talking about that, Emma, is just because there can be a lot of judgment within the spiritual community, and we're doing a heart chakra workshop just now, and we're looking at judgment, and we're looking at judgment of other people, etc. And I got to say that the spiritual community is one of the most judgmental communities I have ever been part of, and I think a lot of that is a programming that within the human, we have to be taught something from something external in our reality to then be certified in it for it then to be a real thing. And anybody can get certificates. It doesn't mean that they're naturally gifted in what they do. And this isn't, this isn't a judgment of anybody that chooses that path. That's also okay. And that I did do that, like Emma was saying with the, I did this modality and I did that modality. I got this certificate and I got that certificate. And what does it really mean? I think that, yes, you can pull certain things out of, certain teachings, certain rememberings for your own, but to truly step into your own gifts and what you're really here to do, your mission, if we want to put it that way, we need to be able to drop the expectations of what that looks like or what that could be. Because, Emma, you're so gifted, and I know Emma will underplay herself here, right? I know she will, because I know her very well. Known her for eons, okay? This beautiful lady is just the most skilled and gifted within her very specific skill set. And what I really wanted to drag Emma on here kicking and screaming. Or she did come willingly. She did eventually. I mean, I've been asking her for a while. It's because Emma is one of the most perfect examples of somebody who didn't really believe in themselves and didn't believe that they could have a gift, like you said at the beginning, Emma, right? Saw other people doing other things and thought, oh, I could never do that, or what, because it was never what you were meant to do. Right? When you look at all these things, it was never what you were meant to do. And it wasn't until, Emma, if I may say so, that you went to the universe, right, look, here I am, I'm ready. And that cleanse that you did, what you're not telling people is that you were so strict with yourself. You were drinking a lot of Coca-Cola as well, weren't you? You were drinking like...
Oh, yeah, like six or 8 cans a day.
Yeah.
But, that was total discipline on my behalf. I was just clean for like 21 days.
But like completely, you were like water, you were like super, super clean, like more than anybody. When I'd said to people, you need to, to try and clean out for this, I wouldn't have called it an upgrade at the time. But that was when your shift came in, Emma, I believe, because you went to the universe, I'm ready. And I'm sacrificing my old kind of belief systems and what I've known that's kept me here. I'm really, and it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. And as soon as you did that, that was when you were like, whoa, look what I can do. And I want everybody to know that, if I can do it, and if Kerry can do it, and if Emma can do it, we're just you. We're just, we're not special. We're just, born the same way everybody else is born. And the only difference between us and maybe, other people out there is that we work very hard on ourselves. And I can speak for these two girls because I know them very well. Yeah. And I think that is a huge key. Would you agree?
Yeah.
It is. Because with me, I've always got to prove myself because of the gifts I have in my hands, shall we say. I always have to prove my worth. And, it's common sense. They're not going to give me access to the Akashic records and the Oaths of Amenti if I'm going to go in and abuse them. That's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I've always had to prove myself. And like you said, with the 21 days when I did a total detox of everything, I totally committed from the bottom of my heart. I committed for change. And I felt amazing after. Now I still drink coffee and whatever else. But for those 21 days, I proved myself. Mm-hmm. Because I was determined to do it. And it's like everything else that's come through for me. Anything that I'm working through, any downloads, I've got to work at it, and I've got to show them that I understand, and then they'll give me a bit more to think about. They'll give me another gift to use. And it's interesting what you said about the Reiki. I'll be honest, a lot of the Reiki, it never resonated with me. it would be different symbols. And I was like, no. I took something small from every piece that I did, but it didn't resonate with me, not like flames. And I think that I was just sort of drawn to do that for me to find my own modality, obviously, because flames are right for me. And I use plasma. I can wrap, I call it plasma, is like jelly, snot, whatever you call it, is a denser energy.
I like jelly snot. You work with jelly snot?
Jelly
Oh,
snot.
I like
It's
that.
a denser energy for a more in-depth healing that I can wrap around muscles, bone, tissue. I can do that. I've not heard of anybody else doing that, but that don't mean that I'm crazy just because I do it, because I know it works. And people have got this misconception that you've got to do this a certain way, you've got to do that a certain way. I was the same. I thought, oh my God, I've got to learn all these Reiki courses. They never resonated with me. It took me a long time to learn them because my human brain is very small. I still don't get it. Flames is my thing. And if you want to work with anything, color, glitter, whatever you feel drawn to do, that's your thing. Because nobody have got the right to say, right, it should be this way, it should be that way, that. And I thought that that's how things were meant to be in the spiritual world. And how wrong was I? Because I do my own thing. I get these numbers now as well with DNA. I can adjust your DNA strands because I
Talk about that. That's exciting.
That's amazing.
But that was like 2 years in the making. You know, again, they give me bit by bit, and I've got to try and interpret what they mean, what I can do with it. So it's taken me a bit while because I'm a bit slower. Joanne, you help me a lot. Because I see things and they tell me things and I don't always understand. So it's always.
No, I'm not going to take credit for that. What I am going to say is that is why conversation is so important. Like, that is why talking about things, when you have people that you can talk to about, and I think, you know, I've gone a lot about Patreon and stuff, but if you don't, like, I'm very blessed to have these two beautiful ladies in my life as friends, right? I'm very, very blessed. I didn't always have spiritual friends in my life, okay? So I am very blessed, but for people who don't and to have conversation, that's why the likes of the Patreon group, both these ladies in the Patreon group, is very good, because when you can have conversation about the information that you're getting, somebody else can see it from a different viewpoint, maybe ask different questions. Because all I ever do, Emma, is go, what if? I only say, oh, what if this, or what if that, or, you know, and I think that's such an important part of this journey, is being able to have people that you can talk to. They don't think you're I'm not going to say the conversation again, but I got a message from Emma the other day, and when I sent a message back, I was just killing myself laughing, because I'm like, who can you actually leave a message with and say this? Okay, like, I was just killing myself laughing. But it's so important to be able to grow and to develop. Like, I wouldn't have been able to grow and develop if I didn't have people to talk to about what I was going through, and people who, you know, will be non-judgmental, and even if they don't get it, just listen.
That's it. Yeah, just be open. Now I am open to absolutely everything and anything, because I've seen the weirdest things you could ever imagine. I've seen the most horrific things you can ever imagine. I've done work with the most horrible beings you could ever imagine, and it's all amazing, you know. And if you ever question yourself, this is me saying, if you ever question yourself, I still question myself, but if you see
doubt, I think you mean doubt yourself, not question yourself. It's different.
Like, if you see things that you can't find on Google, that you can't explain to anybody else, well, you've seen those because they come from somewhere. I started seeing Lyrans, oh God, a few years ago, Arcturians, Pleiadians. I see a lot of, you know, light beings, galactics. And I was always like, I didn't know what they were, and I had to search really hard. And sometimes, I wouldn't get a picture or a confirmation or a validation for months down the line. Something might pop up on Facebook. I can remember the Lyrans especially. These lions kept coming up on my feed, and I had seen Lyrans, and I was like, nah, they can't be real. Can't be real. Yes, they're real. They're real to me anyway. So, yeah, I've seen some amazing things. There's always things popping in and out, and I'm always being shown different things. And it's just amazing. I don't think people think I'm crazy, because I know I'm not.
You're in good company. That's all I'm going to say.
Very good company.
And I think that, when I went through my awakening, people were like, thought I was losing my mind. And I always say I was finding it. Like, my mind was lost prior to my awakening. And I'm awakening, and things started making sense. Stuff that doesn't make sense to other people, but it made sense to me. It doesn't really matter now. So if you don't mind me saying, it's live now anyway, so I can't take it out. There's always method in my madness. If you don't mind me saying, Emma, so Emma's super gifted, but was holding back from actually stepping into her role as being in service to others. Is that fair to say, Emma? And by that I mean, like, sharing her gift with the world in the way that I suppose that I do. So when you okay, let me put it this way. So this is a conversation that comes up, and Kenny, you're also part of this conversation, right? So what happens is when you're, and this is just my experience, I can't talk for anybody else, but what happened for me was, I had all these things come in, and I was helping all these people, and I wasn't getting anything back, because I believed that I shouldn't charge for my gift, right? And what happened was I was getting really ill, and I was getting really tired, and I was completely drained all the time, and I didn't understand it. I couldn't understand it until I really kind of had a word with my team, and they're kind of like, well, you don't charge for your gift. And I'm like, well, exactly. But why? I should be feeling great, if I'm helping all these people and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And they went, but everybody else charges for their time. So is that not, what you should be doing? Because within, it's been very cleverly done, Just think about this, right? For this, it triggers anybody. I'm just going to ask you to just just take this little seed and water it or don't water it. It's okay, but just take the seed.
Yeah.
If we have been given these gifts that we can help everybody with, and if we're going through this great awakening of humanity, and if we've all got a piece for each other and we're taking each other's hands, there's nobody better, there's nobody less, right? We're all on this journey together, we're holding each other's hands. What if there's people in this world that have like the gifts to help other people to lift humanity up, okay? And what if the controllers that were knew about this? And what if there was a program put into the consciousness of humanity not to charge for your gift? Because what would happen then is people would still have to work 9 to 5 to make their money, right? Then they've got their houses, and then they've got their families, and they've got this much time to do their spiritual work, right? Yeah. What if these people need all the time to do their spiritual work? What if their job is so big that all they do every day is be in service? And I'm talking for myself here, right? This is my life. I'm in service. I say this all the time. This is me. These girls are vouch for it. I don't turn the camera off and I'm like, I'm gonna go and it's just who I am, right? This is just who I am, and I'm very, very proud of who I am. Okay. I had to realize this. I had to go, oh, oh, right. So, of course, I still have bills to pay, like everybody else does. But you want me to do the spiritual work all the time. How do I do that? And it's very clever. You know, it's very, very clever. So part of my role in being a spiritual friend is to pick some of my sisters' asses to let them understand what I understood and to kind of pull them out. This is what I do in this channel, and these awakening stories, and I'm trying to show everybody, you know, the gifts that other people have, and we're all here to help each other. We all have these different bits. So it's taken me a while for me to give the seed to Emma, for Emma to water it. Okay. is how I'm going to put that, Emma, that's
absolutely true. Because you know yourself for a long time. I was not stuck in the way that, I mean, I'm the same. My work is through the night, every night. I do a lot of work through the night. It's not something I can switch off anymore. It's always there. This is me. This is who I am. And for a long time, Joanne was kicking my ass in a good way. In a good way.
I do love.
Yes, because I need it, and my team know that I would have need to do in this life to do that, because I need it. And I can remember we was having a conversation, and I said to Joanne, I said, look, I got soul signatures, and I need to set it in resin or do something with it. This is like back September, October time. And I had a creative block. It's got to be for like 15 years. And I used to be so creative. When the kids were little, I'd sit with bits of plasticine. I'd be like a pig in shit. I loved her. But I had a creative block for so long. And Joanne,
I tell you the amount of times she go, but I'm not creative, but I'm not creative, but I'm not creative.
And Joanne, well, what can you do that you can put all these things into resin? And I was like, why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of the obvious? This is what I mean. I don't see the obvious when it come to me. That's why everybody should have a Joanne in their life to point out these things to help them.
I agree.
And Joanne, being the beautiful soul that she is, she sent me a jack of resin. So I said, look online, I didn't know anything about resin. Right, going to start creating.
Very subtle, and it was just so subtle.
Yeah. Well, I had no choice really, because you sent me this massive jack of resin. So, you know, it kind of kicked into that one, but for the greater good, and I will be eternally grateful, because it triggered something in me. Now I'm creating with resin. I'm making things out of anything I can get my hands on.
Yes.
And I love it. I love it. There they are. Skellies.
We're just saying, actually, before going live, you know how pets look like their owners. Do me and Kerry look the same as our skulls?
I don't know if they can see us at the same time though, because I think we have to speak, can we? Can they see us?
No, they can. Everybody can see. See us all.
Okay. I think so.
I don't have the cheek bones because there's just a little bit of chocolate fat left. What about cake? A lot of cake left in my.
He's just beautiful. Manuel. I love mine. He's gorgeous.
Well, Joanne's was actually the first one that was birthed, the first skull. And I appreciate a lot of people don't like skulls, and I was one of those people once. I didn't particularly like skulls. But now I see the skulls as they're symbolic of a soul. They once encapsulated a soul. So what better mold for resin could I use for my particular skill set? It had to be a skull.
Mm-hmm.
So Joanne's was the first one I ever made, and I actually tuned into it for her. And I got this name and description, and I sent it to her. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it was, but it resonated with her, and I was like, yes. So I can put my gifts into skulls. What I find is a lot of people, they like to have something to hold.
Yeah.
I like to have something to hold. I can sit and hold a stone. As long as I got something in my hand that I can focus on, that's good for me. But yeah, I wanted people to be able to have something to keep, something to focus on, something to hold, because these creations, these are my newest ones, they were going to be past life.
So cool. Just beautiful.
These were going to be past life, but then I was sat here thinking, well, the soul signature is already in them for a past life reading. So what I am able to do is put the person's soul signature into resin. I can pull that in down through the crystals into the resin.
Wow.
And it's theirs to keep. And when you have your soul signature, you have access to absolutely everything in the universe, everything that you were, everything you are now, everything that you will become, is because everything is happening here and now anyway, in the quantum.
Yeah.
And if people add, just the tiniest glimpse of what I see, it's hard to put into words because I see things slightly different, but my understanding is there are so many aspects about, there's literally millions. If you're an old soul, there's millions about. And every choice, every decision you make, have got an action and a consequence.
Mm-hmm.
So that might play out in a different timeline. So there's millions of you spread out in the universe, different timelines, different dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
When you have your soul signature, you've got access to all that shit. It's brilliant.
Oh.
It's like giving you, remember, this is your life. This is your life.
Yeah.
You're probably not old enough, Kerry. I remember this is your life.
Oh no, I remember.
Kerry.
I remember.
I do remember. Actually, the big red book.
It's literally like somebody giving you the book of your creation, the book of your life.
Yeah.
But all your life, of everything you have ever encountered, experienced, everything that you are, good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said before, the bad is a good thing because that's where we learn from. A lot of my gifts come from my night side, and I wouldn't be able to do the work I'm doing without the gifts from my night side.
Such a good point. And just before anybody goes judgy Judgerson, right? And judgment's just a big thing just now, right? Because we're doing this heart workshop. Because people are like, oh well, and she works with her night side, she must be bad. Well, here's what I've got to say in that matter. I couldn't do the things that I do because we had this conversation, didn't we, Emma? And I said, well, because listen, the light can be very, very, very judgy. And do you think your 9D or 11D angelic wants to come down and deal with a demon? Here's the thing, they'll be like, ew, I'm not touching that. I don't want to get my hands dirty. Okay, this is, sorry, right, I love you, but then it's our night side, or certainly my, because I can talk for myself, my night side that come in and help me do the dirty work. So it's not about, and you can do this from a heart-driven place in service to the all and not be of the dark. So let me just quash any kind of judgment or anything through all space-time dimension. with you saying that, Emma. Sorry, please carry on.
It is, because at the end of the day, we've all got a light side and we've all got a night side.
Yeah.
And when you're in balance, and I know I'm in balance, because I wouldn't be able to do the things I'm doing if I was out of balance. I would be free to abuse my gifts, which I would never do. Like I said, I've always had to prove myself. But when you're in balance, you can bring in different aspects of yourself that hold all these different gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't necessarily matter that they're bad, but you try and get them. What's the word that you use?
Integrated?
Yes. You try and help them to level up, because it's like one big massive game. We help ourselves, we're helping all our million aspects around us, different bits of us floating wherever, whatever we're doing. So it's an ongoing thing. If you're helping your shadow or your night side, you know, some of these have got some amazing gifts, and they still choose to use it for bad. And it's about having that conversation with them. You know, do you realize? Do you realize you could do things differently? Because you got to feel sorry for them. They don't know any different. The same as we don't know any different other than love, compassion, empathy, all the good stuff. They are our flip side of the coin. They don't know any different. And I feel so sorry for them, actually, because some of them have never experienced love. So they have no idea what it's like. And when you hug one of those, you can literally feel them going, because they know used to your vibration, and they know used to those emotional connections and feelings. So it's a no-brainer, really. Just to get everybody on board. Come on, let's sort our shit out.
I'm just going to share the screen just now, Emma, to show people your Etsy, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So this is Emma's Etsy page, and it's healing with resonance. Do you see what she did there? Do you see? Very good. Very good. So that's RESINA. Oh, for goodness. Bless you, Kerry.
Thank you.
RESINANCE. Healing with Resonance and Etsy. And these are all her beautiful creations.
They're just gorgeous.
So do these have...
At the moment, I think there's only healing ones on there. They just filled with Reiki.
These are the Reiki one skulls, okay, right?
There are about 15 skulls to go on, which I've not had a chance to do yet, because I've got this upgrade going on and I got a bit of snot. And
is there an email address that people can contact you on, Emma?
No, I didn't even think.
Do you know what they could do? See if I hit this. If you go into contact, I need to sign in. If they go into contact on Healing with Resonance, that'll send you a message there, right? So you'll get that through Etsy.
Yeah.
And they can contact you that way. That's the best way to contact you then. What I also want to ask is, hold on, let me press stop share and not stop live. Oh, look at me, I did that. Okay. Oh, hold on, I've lost myself again. Right, there we are. So because on Etsy you don't have the other things that you are able to assist the collective with. So do you, how do people, do you want to tell us what that is and how people can then get in touch with you with regards to that?
Right, I'm on Facebook. I am on Facebook, even though my page looks redundant because I don't use it these days, but I'm on Facebook. The things I can do.
Under your name?
Yeah, under my name, Emma Hughes. That's me for now, anyway. Yeah. The things I offer, soul retrieval.
How would somebody know if they needed a soul retrieval?
You know, sometimes you just don't feel yourself. You think there's
Every day, no, like
Yeah, I was going to say every day. I'm joking.
something is missing, or you're just not happy, or you've got health problems. It could be a number of things. It could be a trigger that you have.
Do you think that if you are pulled to that, then that's what you need?
Yeah, if you're thinking about a soul retrieval, then there's a reason why
Okay.
you need one.
Okay.
I think they've only been 2 occasions where I've actually said no to people. And the reason why I would say no is sometimes a soul piece is not willing to come back voluntarily, and you should never force a soul piece to come back, because they leave for a reason. They leave to protect us. So unless your situation has improved, a soul piece will not come back. So there's only twice I've ever had to say, well, no, I can't actually do anything for you at this point in time because it's not ready to come back. But in saying that, I think the majority of us have so many soul pieces that need to be retrieved. You probably don't even know it. I've still got pieces to retrieve. You know, they don't come to me every week. It might be one every 6 months. So there's a lot of work to do on Earth to try and get all those pieces back in order for us to feel whole in this lifetime.
And some of them come back themselves, do you think? Do you think that okay, so let me give you a little example, right? So there was one day I was pulled to walking down the beach, and then I remember that's because I lived here when I was younger, and then I moved away. I was down Glasgow and I came back, and I was quite a tormented soul, right? So there was this bit where I used to walk from where I lived down, and funnily enough, me and Kerry used to live in exactly the same flat.
Yep.
Years apart, but exactly the same flat. There's no such thing as coincidence. So anyway, from that flat, I used to walk down the beach in my like moody, right, like, but I you know, I'm making a joke of it, but I actually was contemplating ending things, okay? And as I was walking down the beach, and there was this bit, and I was like, whoa, I've left part of myself there. And I went over and I sat in the position I remembered sitting in, and then that bit came back. I just wonder if there's when we heal certain things in our life, do these parts come back? But definitely. I mean, not always, obviously, sometimes we need help from people, but I just mean, you know,
definitely.
Yeah,
because what I always forget is, you know, the majority of people, they wouldn't understand soul retrieval. So for a normal person, should we say? I don't know what else to call it. Do
you mean like somebody who maybe isn't aware of the spiritual world?
Yeah, that's it. Wrong choice of words is normal, but you know what I mean.
Normal. They're just one of the weird as us.
I'm normal. So they come back on their own. It might be one morning you just get up and you've got a completely different outlook on a certain subject or person. You just get up, you feel great. Like, whoa, that's a soul piece coming back, because you feel that much more together, much more whole. That's the usual feeling that you get when a soul piece integrates. Better, you feel lighter, you see beauty in everything. It's like a little switch goes on, and there'll be subtle changes that you'll notice in the way you react to things, in the way you deal with situations. But yeah, they come back all the time. And you know, throughout our lifetime here, I understand now that people are always going to be retrieving their soul pieces because of the inner work that we do for those that are spiritually awake, you know. We're always going to be grabbing those pieces back. Could be past lives, could be this life, could be that we are holding on to somebody else's soul piece, because that happens, and we don't do it intentionally. You wouldn't even know that you've got somebody else's soul pieces carrying around you. is not good. You shouldn't have that. You don't want somebody's energy on you. So those soul pieces need to be given back as well.
Okay, so soul retrieval.
Yeah, soul retrieval. I do the DNA adjustments. That comes with healing, any chakra alignment that needs doing, and codes and attachments, they are removed. That's all in with the DNA adjustment.
Okay, so the DNA adjustment has like a rebalancing, a kind of jigging of things. And I'm just going to say, actually, on this note, if ever I'm off, we all have somebody that we choose to have check us, right? This is how much I trust Emma. Emma is a person that I go to and I'm like, I feel weird. Is there something that I can't see around about me? Or I had an experience the other week in this massive pain and I was like, Emma, what's going on? Because sometimes I can't, like Emma's saying, sometimes it's really hard for us to find these things ourselves. So I'm just letting you know, for anybody who's thinking about, having a kind of healing session or whatever with Emma, like she's my go-to girl. So that's, I wouldn't have somebody on here if I didn't trust, them with energy, because you all know how particular like I am with who gets near my energy field. So so sorry, Emma. Soul retrieval, DNA adjustments, which brings in like a rebalancing and all round kind of.
Usually I get genetic codes, the numbers of DNA strands that need adjusting, tweaking. Perhaps you've got something coming in, perhaps something is blocked, maybe something is redundant, you don't need that anymore. So I manipulate and adjust, what I'm drawn to do. And it's done that way. And then I screenshot from a book. Now, there's a reason why I send you screenshots of the actual DNA code, what it means. Because these codes mean absolutely nothing to me at all. They don't resonate with me. They mean nothing to me. And for a while, it was hard for me to get my head around it. I was doing this work, but I didn't know what the DNA codes meant. And that's because it's not for me to know. It's not my DNA code. I just go in, like, adjust it for you, make it all shiny and nice, and, do whatever needs doing. And the book I've got is the most boring book on the planet, but it is full, packed full of information about the genetic codes that I get. So something on there is going to resonate with you, even if you're not in tune with your body. You don't have to be psychic or understanding of anything, really. But something in there will resonate with you as to why that certain genetic code or DNA strand have been adjusted. So that's that. I can do.
I think that's really, because I remember, we had a conversation also, and you're like, well, is it right just to be sending them pages from a book? And the reason that's important is because you can give somebody your take on it. It's not going to mean as much to them as them reading something and they're taking them, and their perspective is the most important, because you can actually, if you were to decipher that and write it in another way, you could be putting that from a perspective that actually doesn't relate to them. So it's not about being like, oh, I'm just going to take a picture and send it. That is the most powerful way to actually give that person that information.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. And like I said, they don't resonate with me at all, and they shouldn't, because they're not mine.
Oh, Buster's playing the drums. Did you hear him? His little tails banging off the drum. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's packed with information, and it's something I don't need to know. They don't need to resonate with me. I don't pluck them out of thin air. I hear the number, I see the strands, and I just know what needs to be adjusted and what needs doing. I can't even begin to explain how it to work. I just know. It's really hard to put it into words. I know I think there's a lady in America that kind of does the same thing. but I hear the numbers, I see the actual, it's like little cells and stringy bits that look like muscles, and it just spin and rotate, and yeah, it's just so bizarre, but I see it. I can't make it up. It's in the book. I send it to you. So that's that. Yeah.
Soul retrieval, DNA adjustments.
I can do itself for 2 months. I'm particularly in tune with Lyrans, Arcturians, Syrians.
So the best way for somebody just to get in touch with you and then say, what do you feel is kind of best for me just now then?
Yeah, the easiest way to get in touch with me is through Facebook or Messenger. I mean, ideally, what I would love to do is to put everything into resin. The soul signatures, they're going to be coming in the skulls. So if you're interested in your past lives, if you're interested in the book of you, it's your access code, it's your signature. All I'm doing is pulling it down for you. I don't look into it. I'm pulling it down for you, and I'm putting it in resin for you. So the soul signature ones are going to be in skulls.
Send a message via Etsy for that, and then anything else to send you a message on?
Lyrans.
Oh,
got one of them.
Yeah.
People that are drawn to Lyrans, they're going to be on Etsy. Attune yourself. Just sit with them, meditate is like super easy. I can put again your Lyran aspect into this because they have a soul signature as well. So all I'm doing is pulling that soul signature into this resin lion. You can sit with that and get it yourself. It's easy, honestly. Don't think you're not capable of doing anything, because you're capable of doing everything. It really is.
That's what I love about you, Emma, because I taught that this is where we're going, this is where we're at, there's nothing, it's okay to hold somebody's hand, and help them a little bit through the journey, but the time is gone for other people doing your stuff for you. Okay, they can try and give you little tools as to how to access it. They can maybe teach you how they did it. Yes, now and again, we might need people to go in and give us a little bit of a clearing and a healing. We all do. Okay. People that don't, they believe they're perfect, then, no judgment here. They can believe they're perfect all they want, but there ain't nobody on this earth perfect. And we all have work to do. And there's always things coming in that needs work to be done, as far as I'm concerned. So sometimes, it's okay to reach out and go, can you help me with this? Or, I maybe don't understand what's coming in, but it's important for us as, I don't even like any of these titles, healers or teachers or, whatever silly human title is put on that. We just help people remember. I just help people remember. That's all I do. And we don't really have a word for that, that I'm aware of. And if somebody else does know that, put it in the little chat box or something. So I'm very aware of time. I don't want to go on too long, just because, an hour is a really good time for just people to sit and watch and digest things, because there's a lot of information in here. I'm sure this isn't the last time that we'll see you. I have a little bit of a plan for something coming up soon, but it'll be after the whole kind of rebranding thing that I'm quite excited about. Wayshores. So Annie Mansfield says Wayshores.
I don't think a wayshower. No. I don't think myself as a wayshower.
I think because a wayshore, I'm not saying it's a bad term, but wayshores are somebody that's showing the way. That kind of suggests a leader or somebody out front, and that's why I don't particularly like that term either. It's not I don't think we have a term for what it is. I think for a very good reason we don't have a term for what it is. But we're all just
Yeah.
helping each other, remember. That's the way I see it. You know, we're all just part of this big escape room.
Yeah, we're in the same boat, aren't we? We're all trying to remember.
We're all trying to escape. We're all part of this escape room. And I don't know if anybody's ever done an escape room, or Phil, I don't know if you watch this, darling, but I did an escape room once with my very good friends. I wasn't very good at it. I would never have escaped by myself, put it that way. And that's a very good point. We need each other for these little pieces to be able to navigate our way out. You know, there's not one person that can do it. We all kind of help each other. So on that note, you can contact Emma V Etsy. I put the link in the chat there, or Facebook Messenger, Emma Hughes. Listen, if you come off and you get loads of friend requests, don't, you know.
It's fine, it's good. It's all good. It's all good.
I'm just going to read through some comments that are here, because I feel like I've been... Oh, Lisa Coral, I've not seen you for ages. Hope you're well, darling. Hi, Jill Hudson. Callie in the house. Hello. So Jill says, I'm attuned up to Reiki 2, but I only use it myself and family. I agree. I have felt for years now that it's not needed now, really. There are higher energies to work with, perhaps. So that's a nice point.
Yeah.
Indigo Heart says, every level of Reiki opened me up more and more each time. I like you, Joanne. Now I have, and I like you, Joanne. Now I have my own way of healing, which has progressed over the years because of the increase in vibrations. Yeah. JD Lee, hello, beautiful. It's lovely to have you here. Heidi Green, hello. Hi, Dolly Daydream. I'm just waiting for any questions or anything in there. Emma, if you receive a random Facebook request from SKOK Skull, it's this chick, which is Karen Bishop. She doesn't really use Facebook or Etsy, but she'd really love to get a Reiki skull, she says. Melanie Baker, I was on your channel for the last hour or so and didn't get that you were live until just now. Well, that's wicked, usual. Claudia, not sure how to pronounce that. I need to rewatch again. I don't know why I'm called to watch this today. Normally I don't get notifications. I don't have any gift, but I feel something is trying to get my attention.
I used to say that. I don't have any gifts. I can't do any of that shit. How wrong are we? And we've got, we can all do this. The universe doesn't discriminate. It just doesn't. You're all open to this. I've had to work really hard on myself. That's not ego talking. Joanne, you know how hard I've worked healing myself, healing everything in my life. It's constant. It's all the time. So for those that say, I can't do any of those things, yeah, you can.
It just starts in yourself. And I think if you don't know how to do that, this isn't a plug, this isn't about money. The 21 Days Awakening, I can't stress how important that is. That's why there's a free link to it. Everybody in the world should have access to this.
Yeah.
That's why I stressed at the beginning, the people, you know, they highly underestimate that, because it is a life changer. And you might think, oh, that sounds a bit dramatic. It's only giving gratitude. But it's the intention behind it. It's the art, the emotion, the vibration that you give in every day to things that you are grateful for. Because people who show gratitude have a lot to be grateful for. And it's a life changer. Because you are open to so many things. You see things differently. You stop in cycles. You know, any toxic shit that's going on in your life, you can acknowledge them straight away. Stop it. Take a different approach. It's a life changer. That's all I can say. It worked. Yeah. I know it'll work for so many people, and we're all on the same path. We're all searching, remembering. It's massive. It's a game changer. If anybody is new to the 21 days or whatever, head over to Patreon. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. That would be my advice.
There's a link in the about section. And I'm pointing like it's there. I don't know where it is. The about section in YouTube. There is if a paid link, or if you genuinely can't afford it, there's a free link. It's what changed my life, and it's what, anybody that I've seen on this path, most of my friends have come from the 21 Day Awakening group. So it is life changing. This isn't about selling anything. This is about, if people really don't know where to start there, and it does change things. I just want to Divine Nations in the house. Hello, Captain Lightner. That's who that is. Also, people might have noticed that I'm doing like weird things with my lips today. I'm not on any kind of drugs, just in case anybody has a little wee comment, or Joanne's having a little darn going on. I have a lot of ulcers in my mouth at the moment, and they're very, very painful. And I've been doing very strange things with my lips this morning. Ladies, I can't thank you enough for being here. I just mate, I'm gonna get emotional again. Every time. My life wouldn't be the same without you both in it. I absolutely adore and honor you both so much. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Emma, thank you for stepping out your comfort zone, darling. I know that I kick your ass, and I'm not going to apologize for that.
Yes.
I never ever want you to apologize, because I know I need it. I know I need it, and that's why I go you. I'm so blessed, so fortunate, and I love you both so much. It's been a blast, and it's lovely to see you, Kerry.
I know.
About 2 years.
Eh?
It must have been about 2 years I've not seen you for.
Yeah, 2 years.
And like I spoke to you last week.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed in that way. The love, the love, still feeling the love. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, and we've so much to thank the world for and gratitude for after the past 2 and a bit years, because there's been so many connections made online that wouldn't have happened in real life anyway, because everybody's all over the world. So like you were saying, Emma, we can turn everything to gratitude. This beautiful awakening, this connection of souls is just one of the most beautiful experiences we'll ever have here, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree.
So thank you for being here. Thank you everybody else for being here and joining in. We love you all so much. Thank you for spending some time with us this morning, evening, day, Wednesday. With us. I'm hoping to get some more just kind of talks in the future with spiritual people, just to open the floor a little bit and just chat about things. I think it's when you can watch it, you feel like you're in amongst friends as well, and that's what it's all about. So I'm gonna stop yabbling on. Emma, thank you. You're a superstar. I love you. Kerry, thank you so much for being here and doing this awakening stories with me also, and everybody else here. Go have a hang up, Joanne. I know, Michelle, I'm gonna hang up, but the problem is, am I hanging up YouTube, or am I hanging up Zoom, or who knows? It's always like a really big surprise, and it keeps me on my toes, and that's what I love about it. And it's just as well I've got nothing to hide, because I could maybe think that we've hung up here and we haven't, and we're still carrying on the conversation. So anyway, go on now. Love you all. I'm hanging up. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful